Welcome back. Episode 97. Thank you for listening. Hey, if you hadn't checked us out on YouTube, check it out. We also have a TikTok. If you hadn't checked it out, check it out. Josh, how are you?
You use the word check out a lot right there.
Hey, check it out.
Somebody should check it out.
Check it out. Don't just listen, but watch also.
Engage.
Hey,
Participate.
we need some engagement. We are hurting on engagement.
Are we?
People like to watch, people like to listen, but they don't want to engage. Ask us a question. I
have a question for you.
Do you?
I do. You always ask us a question. I thought I'd ask you a question.
Go ahead.
How would it make you feel, Jody, if I said Happy Memorial Day?
Oh, all right. So what? Has it been 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks. I know your hot button issues.
Yeah, you do.
I like to poke them.
So I know me and my wife, we heard a few people say Happy Memorial Day on Memorial Day.
Okay.
And
You don't like it?
no, I do not like that. There's nothing. You're not supposed to say happy. This isn't like happy Christmas. Can you say Happy Christmas?
It's weird.
I could see you could say Happy Christmas before you say Happy.
It's intended to celebrate.
Let me ask you this: what is Memorial Day?
Memorial Day is a time to remember those that we've lost that were defending freedom. So
That's right. And we call those heroes.
That's right.
Right. So why are we saying happy?
I like your pillow over there, by the way. It's got the
You like
heroes
that?
on it.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. I can see where people would say it. They just sense it. I think maybe sometimes people even lose the significance of holidays along the way when it was meant to commemorate.
Is it just you're not thinking about it? It's just a holiday. We're not going any further than that. I just know I'm off work and I'm cooking out. Happy Memorial Day to you.
I think so. So would it make you upset if somebody had a sale going on, a Memorial Day sale? Does that make you mad? Does that push your button?
I mean, when does it end? I mean, we commercialize everything, right? I mean, Christmas,
Oh, it's
Thanksgiving,
Valentine's Day?
It used to be when you talked about Thanksgiving, everybody's, ooh, Black Friday the next day. Big talk. So, yeah, I would
That was never high on my priority list there.
No. So, what do you have on Memorial Day? Do you have, do car lots have sales on their cars, furniture?
I think
places?
it's a big furniture sales day.
Am I thinking wrong, or is that Labor Day?
For some reason, I was thinking mattresses go on sale on Labor Day. I know somebody sent me a link because I've been, the battery operated world has kind of exploded, and you can get, it used to just be like a battery operated drill. Then you could get a battery operated leaf blower, and then it was battery operated radio or fans, or those little Ryobi or other fans that people, whatever brand what you are,
Yeah.
So anyway, somebody sent me a link because I've been after one of those fans. My daughter recently graduated high school, and I thought I really would have been nice. I sat outside 2 hours because I got there early to get my spot so I could get ready, and I made a comment to the group. Next year, we have some other friends that are graduating. I said, I will have a Ryobi fan. I will own one, and I'll bring it next year, so we'll have a breeze.
You should have borrowed mine.
I know.
I didn't think nothing about it.
When I was sitting there in place, I thought about it.
I would have brought it to you.
I already had your chairs. So
You're right.
Why couldn't I have had your fan,
Yeah, you
too?
just borrow everything. Anything else you need? You got anything else coming up you need to borrow
I
from
should
me?
just buy my own stuff is what
I'll give you the key to my building up there. Just go through whatever you need. Take it.
Oh, what's yours is mine.
Yeah, but not Spencer. I try and lend him stuff, and he won't even take it.
Did y'all ever go cut his tree?
No, because his thing, and I hate to talk, because
he chose not to be here.
I know, he's not here to defend himself.
Decisions were made.
Too bad, right?
That's right.
So his thing is like a package deal. I can't give him the tool. I have to come with it. So I'm not going. I've already decided. So either he takes
He said, I don't want to tear yours up. Why don't you come do it?
I know. That's
a
why I don't
smart
borrow
plan.
things, because I'm always afraid I'm going to tear somebody.
There is that fear of it messing up while you got it, while you have it in your possession.
So back to Memorial Day, we had, when it came that night, people shot fireworks also.
So you're opposed to fireworks?
I am, for Memorial Day.
Okay.
I mean, what are we doing? Are we celebrating our freedom because they've paid the ultimate price, which is death, fighting for our country. And so we're celebrating that. That's kind of a long stretch to get there. I can kind of see that,
I kind of see
that
it's.
But I would rather see you out there cooking and with your family and somebody saying, hey, let's just, for a second, let's think of all the people that's lost their life keeping us free.
That when you say it that way, it means more to me. If that's my loved one that's passed on, and I know, hey, there are people all around this nation that are grateful for what they done, appreciative for the sacrifice that they made. Well, that doesn't take the sting of their being gone away, but it definitely adds to the pride you feel when you think about their willingness to serve, their willingness to even give their life for people that respect them and appreciate it.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. So we got Veterans Day also. Can we not just mix some of these all up and just take a whole month and just give it to our fallen soldiers, our veterans?
You're saying don't spread it out throughout the year?
And I'm saying let's not just give them a day. Let's give them a month.
Okay. I think the goal probably is spreading them out. Don't you reckon it was to
somebody wants an off day,
not let it slip off people's mind?
You want to hold on? I've got some information.
Oh no, you got a clip?
I forgot. I'd researched this.
Okay.
You're talking about these off days. All right, 1960. All right. By the way, I'll just give you some information about Memorial Day.
Give it to me.
Okay. It used to be known as Decoration Day, but it was changed in the mid to late 1860s.
Oh, I was going to say, I'd never heard it called Decoration
Day. So
Day.
it had to do with the Civil War.
Okay, I see that.
It was based off of the end of that. All right, in 1968, Congress passed the Uniform Monday Holiday Act, which established Memorial Day as the last Monday in May. I've never known that Memorial Day was always the last Monday in May. Never knew that.
That's new information in your world?
Yeah, because when somebody tells me, hey, so, next Monday, I'm like, okay. Or if I look at a calendar, I've never just realized that.
So it's got a rhythm. Last Monday of May.
Yeah. I know Labor Day. I know about the Monday and Labor Day, but I didn't know about this one. Okay.
Those kind of the markers of summer for most people, right?
It is. So in order to create a 3-day weekend for federal employees...
Oh...
That's why it was established.
So you're saying they said, let's take some days off.
Yeah, so...
Stick it on a Monday.
I love my federal workers, but I think we should put all holidays on Saturday. That's it. No question. Just Saturday.
No midweek.
The reason I'm saying...
Don't you move my Thanksgiving from Thursday to Saturday, Jody. I don't want none of it.
Thanksgiving is going to Saturday.
I don't like it. I'm okay with every other one, but that's my Thursday holiday, and I want it to stay there.
If I ever become a big wig in politics, I'm going for it. I'm changing it. That and daylight saving, all this stuff. The time change.
Executive orders, right as soon as you come in.
Executive order. You think Trump knocked it out of the park on his first day.
I'm
not even go to the balls at the end of it. I'm staying in office. I'm still signing all night long. So let's go back to this whole Saturday, because my thing is people that's got a real job, not saying that federal workers, let me back up. I just found out my cousin texted me. I haven't talked to him in a while, and I say a while, a couple years, 3 years, maybe 5 years.
I was thinking a couple of weeks.
Shout out to Keith. Keith is a regular listener.
Okay,
he has been binging it.
Okay,
and he told me through this text. And Keith, I'll tell you this, you are a lengthy texter. Maybe we should call next time. But he went through and he said he didn't realize how me and him think alike like we do.
Oh.
So he is on my side. So
he's a fellow doomsdayer. Way to go, Keith.
So by saying that, I'm going to let Keith down right now.
Oh, no.
Keith is a federal worker.
Oh.
And he's not going to agree with me on this.
Breaking his heart.
I'm sorry. But my thing is, us that have real jobs, he'll get it. He's fine with it. That it really messes up our schedule. When you throw a holiday out there in the middle of the week, a Christmas or whatever like that, I've got to reschedule stuff. We've got deliveries, trucks can't run, people's got to be off work, all this kind of stuff. Oh my goodness, what do we do? While everybody else just gets to be off?
All right.
Throw it on a Saturday. I realize that not everybody's off on Saturday. I get it, but it would make things so much easier. Because, what days it fall on? Oh, we ain't got to think about it because it's always a Saturday. I haven't been
What
on my...
day is a Saturday?
I haven't been on my soapbox in a long time, and that felt
Saturday.
good. I used to do this thing every time.
It seemed natural. You jumped right back up on that soapbox
I
like you'd never
I love you, Keith.
missed a beat.
Don't stop listening.
Every other federal employee just stopped listening. They unsubscribed right now.
It's all... I'm just joking.
Oh, wait. They had to subscribe to unsubscribe. That's right.
Yep.
Oh, that's funny.
That's okay.
I don't know that I'm on board with you, Jody. You're on an island for today. Spencer is not here to weigh in, so I don't know.
I mean, you don't agree with me half the time anyway. So
that's right. That's because you're wrong half the time. Yeah. And the other half you're right because you agree with me.
Yep.
Oh.
What do we want to talk about?
I don't know. We got two things. Which order do you want to take them in?
It don't matter. I'm looking at you and you tell me what you want to do.
Hey, let's
can I start calling you Boss Man?
No.
What do you want to do, Boss Man?
I worked with a guy. That's what his nickname was, Boss Man. I think I've told y'all about him before. But he cashed his checks and he wanted 120 and the rest of them in ones.
20 on the outside,
and he put the 20 and rolled that thing up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
loaded.
Let's talk about that paraglider thing. I was intrigued with it. Tell me about the story.
Yeah, a good podcaster would have had his notes ready.
Oh, that's all right.
Keep talking.
If you were a federal employee, you'd have been prepared for this. You would have known it's coming. You'd have took your holiday and got ready.
Okay. This is a paraglider. He's in China, from China. So,
is he Chinese?
So yes. So that means he's got a Chinese name.
Oh, so we're not gonna call him by name.
So I'm probably gonna skip his name.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm good with that. I'm just intrigued with the story.
And I'm gonna put my glasses on because look how small the print is that printed out right there.
Is that really?
Yes, it is.
I thought that was like
no. I looked and I was like, what happened here? And I was like, I'm missing stuff. And so I actually pulled it up on my phone and I started looking. I was like, oh, it starts right there.
It looks like just the little footer on the page.
Yeah, so I'm going to kind of read this verbatim and it might repeat itself. I don't know. But a paraglider accidentally got sucked into the clouds. He survived a 28,000-foot flight in China. A paraglider now.
Goodness.
All right, so a Chinese paraglider has survived being accidentally propelled tens of thousands of feet into the sky while testing out equipment he had recently purchased. We're going to call him Ping. His first name is Ping.
Okay.
He's 55 years old. Says he was sucked into the updraft accidentally about 20 minutes after taking off. He flew only slightly lower than the peak of Mount Everest. That's a point of reference right there, buddy, which stands at just over 29,000 feet. So Ping is now under investigation by Chinese authorities and has been suspended from flying for 6 months because his flight was unauthorized.
Oh, my.
Take that, Ping.
He accidentally got up there.
I know.
We're taking your license away.
So let's see. This right here, it basically just rewords it, but it repeats itself. I'll start right here. A camera mounted on the glider captured the entire ordeal. Footage of the death-defying incident, and you can butt in anytime if you got any questions. Footage of the death-defying incident showed Ping gliding above the clouds, his face caked in chunks of ice.
Chunks.
Yeah, not just ice crystals. Chunks. Okay.
I don't know why I got to emphasize it that way.
As he attempts to make a safe descent through bouts of confusion.
Give me the numbers again. How high? 28,000?
Yes.
So I Googled it while you were talking.
Okay.
It says that a person can generally survive an altitude up to 20,000 feet without supplemental oxygen for a short period.
Mm.
So, I mean, he was at that distance, at that height where he was, the air was getting thin, which I knew that when you said he was higher than Everest.
Do I smell a liar?
I don't know. That's
we can talk about that.
I'm just curious. How did he survive?
Well, now that you threw that number out there, it's like,
That was so was he already? Where was he at to begin with? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. You always ask these questions.
When he's low, does he get sucked in? It's just like
always ask a question before I can throw it out there. Every time. Except this time it wasn't the next line I was going to read. But I'm going to get to it. Just give me time.
I'll be patient.
I shouldn't ever ask you to chime in.
You said chime in.
I know. I always tell you to do something, and I'm like, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yep.
I'm
All right,
taking
so
Saturday off.
Footage of the death-defying incident showed Ping gliding. Did I say that already?
I think
yeah,
so.
chunks of ice. That's right. Ping was sucked into an updraft about 20 minutes after accidentally taking off. Remember that, accidentally taking off.
He accidentally took off?
That's a factor here in a minute.
Okay.
According to a report by the Aviation Sports Association that deals with China. All right, the hang glider was propelled 27,800 feet into the air, but Ping had never intended to take off, the report says. Let's see. I don't know. He's been paragliding for about 4.5 years. He purchased his equipment without making a flight beforehand and was testing various elements of the equipment on the ground when he was swept away. Okay.
This guy's on a ride, buddy.
So, speaking of the ordeal, he said it was terrifying. Everything was white. I couldn't see any direction. Without the compass, I couldn't have known which way I was going. I thought I was flying straight, but in reality, I was spinning, he told the China media group. Ping was extremely fortunate to survive, given the lack of oxygen at such a high altitude, noting that he narrowly escaped death, having maintained consciousness long enough to navigate through low oxygen levels and frigid temperatures, like you were talking about, that you said that apparently they say you can't really... Well,
it said 20,000. A person generally can survive at altitudes up to 20,000 feet without. So, I mean, it sounds possible.
All right, I'm almost done. Anymore. He flew only slightly lower than the peak of Everest, which stands just over 29,000. We had said that.
Yeah, so he's not at a danger zone yet.
And that he thinks he may have lost consciousness on his way back down to Earth. I could feel the oxygen getting thin and my hands were freezing. They were exposed the whole time. I didn't even think to get them into my mittens, he added. So on May 26th, fellow paraglider said that the man he's become a mythical figure in their circle. He's now the person who's broken the altitude barrier. He could apply for a Guinness Book of World Record. Let's see. He's now he's under investigation by Chinese authorities and has been suspended from flying for 6 months because his flight was unauthorized, according to the China state-run Global Times. So,
well, the guy there he is. Come on in.
We have a guest.
Oh, welcome to the show. Well, here's what I'm saying though. That guy, he accidentally took off. They probably should take his license away if he accidentally took off. He don't know what he's doing. He needed his license revoked.
It was the wind.
But I'm saying he's a novice. He doesn't know what he's doing. Spencer, welcome into the cast today, buddy.
Thank you. We gotta get hooked up.
Oh, hold on. Your microphone's not on. Nobody can hear you in the world.
They can't see me either, so they can just
hear
my echo.
That's right. But that was a wild ride.
The wild flight.
He was. The paraglider got sucked up in a vortex. Didn't even mean to take off. Ended up 20-ish thousand feet in the air.
So Spencer,
he needs to do his research.
Yeah, you'll be heard, but you won't be seen right now for the next 10 minutes. Okay,
we're good.
So he bought the equipment, but he was just so happened. He was.
Oh, he meant to take off.
He was enough ready.
He didn't mean to go 20,000 feet.
That
in the
if
air.
it took off, that he was. If you got to watch the video. You really need to watch the video.
I want to see Ping.
And
I want to see the chunks of ice. Dude. I get to see the chunks of ice.
Yeah, he looks like a mountain man that's been in the mountains for a while because his eyebrows are coated with ice.
Does he have a beard?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I think it's a mustache.
So Paragliding's the one with the little thing on the back. The little. Do you
have
the motor, or is it?
He's a hang glider.
This was just like the thin
guy.
parachute thing
Just
that you kind of get the wind to
you
you.
run.
Yeah,
I think running just right.
It's almost like your body's in that little bag. You know what I'm talking about? I think that was.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, if you pull it up on your phone, you'll automatically find it because this happened like last week,
Man,
2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that.
It's wild.
those are always scary because you don't know where you're going to land.
I gave up.
That's the part.
I don't like cold weather.
Jody said, "I done gave up. What are you gonna do?"
Because I saw
I
there.
quit.
Yeah, but if you watch the video, you hear
This had been on a Saturday, I'd have been all right.
you hear like it almost sounds like somebody kind of screaming in the background, but it's not. It's just the popping and stuff off of the ropes and or whatever that's hanging there. So, but yeah, I'd have been like, if I had to hold on to something to keep me up, and my hands were freezing, I think I probably would just let go and then put my hands in my pockets and be like, ah. He said he didn't know where he's at.
Just
Everything
take the
was
wheel.
white.
Let me land
Yeah.
where I land.
Take the handles.
Because I think as you're falling, once you hit the warmer part of the atmosphere, even though you're dropping like a rock, it'll be like, oh, this warmth. It feels so good.
For like 5 seconds. Splat.
Oh goodness! Speaking of, let's hit that second conversation piece that we want to. So talking about not knowing where you're going to land, you were tracking with the story about where Noah's Ark, whether they've discovered where Noah's Ark landed. You know, for years it's been a debated thing. Is this it? Or it's about Ariat and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
What'd you come to? Do you have something?
I've got audio. Do y'all want to hear the audio?
Absolutely.
Now, this is 2019. They made some type of discovery. They'll talk about it in this footage. But I think 1958, 48, something like that is when this area was discovered, and they thought that this might be the area. They weren't sure.
Okay.
But as time's progressed, science has gotten better. They're starting to get more research, and it's looking more and more like it
Could be
might
it.
be. So,
All right.
yeah.
Who was the source? Did you tell me what the source was?
I don't remember the source
Okay.
on this one.
All right.
Wikipedia.
I think it's
Wiki video.
some guy just reading.
Wiki How. Uncle Joe Bob.
New information has come out about Noah's Ark. Researchers believe they found Noah's Ark at the Durapinar Formation in Turkey, a boat-shaped mound near Mount Ararat. Using ground-penetrating radar, they detected a 13-foot tunnel, 3 layers matching the Bible's description of the Ark's decks, and angular structures. Soil tests showed higher organic matter and potassium inside the formation, suggesting decayed wood, consistent with a wooden vessel like the Ark. The site, discovered in 1948 by a Kurdish farmer and mapped in 1951, aligns with biblical measurements, roughly 515 feet long. The team plans to expand soil testing, conduct core drilling, and perform more radar scans to confirm if the structure is man-made. They aim to compare the formation's interior with surrounding soil for clearer evidence. Now, while some scientists argue it's a natural geological formation, the findings, including marine deposits and a 5,000-year-old flood in the region, fuel debate. The researchers, cautious but optimistic, stress the need for further study to verify the site as the Ark's resting place, described in the Bible as landing in the Ararat Mountains after the Great Flood.
After the Great Flood.
That's right.
New information has
Hey,
come out
whoa,
about Noah's
whoa.
Ark.
Loop that thing.
Easy, Tonto.
Apparently
Oh.
that got looped. How'd that get looped?
So just because
Did y'all want to hear it again?
No, just because I can work it in. The Great Flood seems to tie back into that Younger Earth. That's 2 episodes I managed to work Young Earth
I
into.
noticed that.
Let's see if I can get it in 98 too. 96, 97, 90. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Was this 96, right?
This is 97. You know what episode this is.
I ain't got a clue.
Pay attention. It's on the board. We put it on the board today. You're on
What
episode
board?
97. Welcome.
I gotta stand in my way.
Well,
Reading through the bars. Feels like old times.
man, that's wild. Though,
They're
that
talking
found
about with the
they-
sonar that they've got, the way the corridors are, rooms are, the dimensions, everything they say is lining up.
That's
the depth of it. The
That's
length.
cool.
I do.
That's true.
I mean, it is pretty neat
Now, if you see an aerial,
aspect.
view of it, it looks in the shape of
Boatish.
a boat.
Boatish.
I mean,
It's huge though. The Ark is huge. It's massive.
I've never been to the one up in Kentucky.
I haven't either.
I want to go.
I want to go.
Tried to go this summer, but didn't work out.
I think I'm gonna go this summer.
road trip.
Let's
You
just
going?
make it
You
happen.
doing for it?
Let's just make it happen.
Leave everybody work.
Load them up, and take them.
I ain't scared.
Come on.
You talking about your family or us?
No,
or us go with your family?
we're on a mission trip, and we're 2 hours from it. it's one of those ones you're close, but you're not
You're
close
saying
enough.
your mission trip is 2 hours from that? 'Cause
Yes.
I was going to say, I know it's further than 2 hours from here.
The
'Cause if not, I'd
mission
have been there
trip
last week.
will, with the place we're staying on our mission trip, is 2 hours from the
Ark
Answers in Genesis.
He won't go.
Or,
What happened in St. Louis?
yeah, but
Tell me about it.
Hey, I found us
All
another
that-
way to get to St. Louis. I
I
can tell you
didn't get
about.
to go.
All that talk.
I found another way we can go.
The SBC is
I-
going to be there.
I have another avenue.
You got another one?
through our event today. There's another
Okay.
center up in Illinois.
Okay. Let's go.
Free dorms.
All right.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Let's see. But I'm just saying, it was.
We can go work a little bit
We'll go over to the Ark while we're this summer.
and then go.
Let's see if we can pull it off. Jody, would
Do you get to spend enough time though? I mean, like if
the
you're
Ark's a whole day thing.
I mean, are you? Is it? Do you go at your own pace, or do you have to have like a little tour
It's
thing?
self-guided.
Is it like Graceland, where you're kind of in a rush, or is it?
I've never been. I can't answer that, but I'm gonna say most of the people have talked to this been loved it and said that there's just signs that you just kind of walk away. The feeding process is one of the ones that people are most intrigued with. Is the Answers in Genesis crew kind of came up with what they think might have been how Noah and his family could have fed the number of animals that the Bible claims was on the ark. Anyway, I'm intrigued. Have you ever been?
No.
Would you go?
Yes.
All right. How
Sign
many?
up
If it was
sign up for the
closer.
mission trip.
How many days can you be gone, Jody? A trip with you has to be.
I mean, it's out of the question.
No, it's
One
not.
afternoon.
Yeah.
Can you do an
know a
overnight?
guy.
Fly me there.
I know a guy.
Can you
You
do
know
an,
a lot of people.
He just got his privates like yesterday.
Sorry,
So
Josh.
it needs hours.
I'm done. I'll let you talk. I've interrupted you too many times.
Can you go overnight, Jody?
I could make it happen.
You could do an overnight.
It's just I'd struggle with it.
All right. So if we left on one afternoon, you could stay the next night, the whole day, and then you need to be back.
When are you talking about? What day are you saying? One
Let's say
afternoon.
leave it
let's
Friday.
say Friday you could be done at noon. Could you be done at noonish? You take off and you make it to your destination. You're not doing anything that night. You're at the Ark. You've seen the boat.
But I'm at the Ark all day Saturday and coming back Sunday.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Could you pull that off?
I think you can come back Sunday night or Saturday night.
I'm thinking you might could.
If you got enough drivers, you can make it happen.
Yeah, if somebody else was driving, I could
Alright.
do that. But
It's an itinerary.
I can't drive up there, do all that, and then drive right back. I'm not. 3 hours is about all I can handle driving. Maybe 4.
It's-
Before we go to the mountains, 5 hours. I'm like, whoo,
Woo. We're going
I
to
can't handle it.
It's like the A-team. We're going to knock you out before
Yeah.
we put you on the.
You would have struggled going to Texas
I
last year.
pity
That
the
was-
fool.
Oh,
Oh
goodness.
yeah, I'd struggle. Yeah, I'm not a. I do a lot of driving as it is, but I could not do the constant like.
I was say you drive probably 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours a day,
Seems like it.
but yet you can't drive 3 hours straight.
It's short bursts.
Yeah.
All right, so we did an episode a while back where we talked about the nursery rhymes and the kids' stories and how we kind of glorify them. Noah's Ark
I enjoyed that by the way.
was one that we've kind of we hit that day, but I think it's worth talking about because we've got that one on the board today. Is
Do you know why it's so interesting? It's because the mystery behind it.
the mountain part this being found?
I'm just talking about Noah's Ark. Period. There's like how many animals that could be, and you're talking about the food and all that. People just think there's just no way.
I'm intrigued. I'm willing to take the spiritual side and think about the sadness that's attached. Like normally when somebody says Noah's Ark, they get pretty scenery and they get happy live animals, but there was a judgment that was being poured out on the people in that moment, and God's the one that seals the door, and some of the people don't
Let me
make some of the people don't make it in. You
How
know,
how many people were banging on that door?
oh, clawing on that door. What was it like on the outside?
Have you not seen Evan Almighty?
Here we go.
I love those movies.
the most accurate representation, right?
That is the arc.
So you're one of 8 on the boat. And if you could look out and see what's happening, How bad is that?
I'm telling you.
What kind of devastation
It
are you
would be-
looking at?
If you're a believer, this should motivate us to share our faith that Jesus is the only way to heaven.
Yeah.
That without a personal relationship with Christ, you don't get in. And so we need to share that, you know.
Yeah, it's like that
Last
door being
episode,
locked.
we talked about Tim Tebow putting the eye black on and millions of people getting on the internet looking it up. This is a moment for us to say, listen, get in God's word. There's a truth that's there. Jesus saves. I don't know. Should fire us up
But you got to think about Noah. You got to think about how faithful do you have to be
to keep
You're
building when
being-
they're mocking
You're
you.
being made fun of. Look at that crazy old man, because he's old.
Yeah.
He's
They don't know what- they don't-
almost as old as that Brian Johnson trying to be. If y'all remember.
I remember. He's the guy trying to live forever.
Yeah.
Oh, if the other folks remember, that's the question.
Yeah, that's it. I enjoyed that episode too.
That was a funny one.
It was.
Oh, goodness. All right, Jody, I say we call it a day.
You done?
I'm done. Put this thing on autopilot.
Check us out where?
I don't know.
Same place.
TikTok.
Instabook.
Instabook.
Facegram.
That's right. All those places.
And YouTube. What's YouTube?
Hey, listen, if you
What's it
love
made for?
Jody, if Jody's your favorite,
You talk.
if
TikTube.
if Jody's your favorite on the Three Wheels No Direction
Why are you even
podcast,
asking?
it-
It's a given.
you should send him a message that says Happy Memorial Day, just so he can enjoy it. And if you're a federal employee and you disagree with Jody, his personal email address is...
You missed my rant.
Oh, you ran?
It's not a rant about federal employees. It's just
Why you get Memorial
He
Day
wants
off?
all holidays moved to Saturday.
I
He
want
wants
it
to
all-
move
yeah.
every holiday to
Memorial
Saturday.
Day was designed for federal workers to get a 3-day weekend, and I'm not happy with it.
He's trying to move them all to Saturday.
But this is a big but. A big but. If I was a federal worker, I want a 3-day weekend.
That's right, all the time.
So
I like a 3-day weekend.
I can play both sides. That's fine.
That's
No
what
hard
we-
feelings. I love everybody.
That's what we call wishy-washy.
Yeah, I'm
Well, riding the
wishy-washy.
fence.
Yeah.
Oh,
But truth be known,
it's not changing, so it don't matter what you think.
well, if I get into politics,
It
it will.
is
I told
not
you.
changing.
That and the time change.
Governor
Yeah.
Jody
Time
Ratliff.
change.
Governor Jody Ratliff.
That's right.
Vote for
Yeah,
him.
Lieutenant Governor will be Tommy Tuberville. Y'all did see where he's running.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Excited, but you're next, Governor.
I'm not excited. All right, we got to go. Thanks for watching and listening.
Peace.
Bye.